And when you watch on the gun, you're going to see Stan will have a bigger serve miles per hour than Roger. But Roger has a more precise weapon on that shot, first and second serve.
How about the return of serve? Wow.
.125 on the first serve. Now that's a design return to draw Stan into the net. You're going to see that from time to time. Roger likes to not only hit deep penetrating shots, but a lot of good cut shots that land around the service line that draw in the opponent for the eventual passing shot.
30-15.
Roger's got to dial up the meter back to John Isner speed, right?
Game, Wawrinka.
Roger Federer's got to solve a little bit of what could be a serving problem with Stan today.
One thing, I don't know if you noticed this at home, but how confident Stan looks. He doesn't look intimidated. He doesn't kind of look in awe of the situation here on Arthur Ashe Stadium. So that also plays into the comfort level for his game. A lot of people walk onto the court, face Roger Federer, and they're intimidated right away. Stan has done countless hours in practice sets with the Fed. I think that advantage goes to Stan because Roger usually uses that intimidation factor in most of his matches. See, right away, we talked about the weight of shot. Look at that forehand, that depth, the pace, doing damage to Roger.
It was his Grand Slam champion coach, Stefan Edberg.
On cue, Al, right when you say Stefan Edberg, there's a Stefan Edberg play. Good, solid first serve. Only hit 110 miles an hour. That allows you to get in quicker to the net and win it with your first volley. Another serve and volley play. This is the problem in the modern game moving forward. If you do not hit a quality first serve, do not get it away from your opponent, the returns are so heavy, so fierce. It's hard to handle the volley.
Let's for service. Let's for service.
Important moment. Only the second game of the match, but who's going to grab the momentum? Another great serve and volley play. We saw it a number of times from Roger throughout this tournament. But you can see what happens if you hit well placed. This one was a half volley or solid first volley deep into the corners, it forces the counter puncher, the baseliner. Into very awkward situations.
Fantastic shot from Wawrinka. Odd Federer mishit, and Wawrinka's got a chance to grab the early momentum.
Just watch the pace from the Stanimal. He's just ripping these shots, and Federer is not up to speed. Federer usually likes to go T on this. He goes right down the middle. It's a little cut that fades away. And he serves wide. That serve was 80 miles an hour, but what did the damage with the top spin that he put on the serve? Federer put a large amount of top spin, get the ball to bounce up and out. Stan couldn't handle it.
Advantage Federer. Juice.
Stan is making Roger work really hard right now on his serve. That's the worst feeling when you're a big server like Federer. You're not getting any free points. You're not getting out of games. You're having to struggle and work just to stay even.
Advantage Federer.
Federer finally holds.
One game over.
He knows he's in for something tonight.
Sending a message too, and there's Magnus Storman. The great Swede really followed in the footsteps of Borg, Wilander, Edberg. He was world #1 at one point, and unfortunately got injured at the height of his career, hip problems. Now really guides and mentors Stan Wawrinka from the sideline. There's a saber. And that's the move when the opponent is serving, throws the toss up so their focus is up looking at the ball. Roger charges in. This is unsettling the Stan. He wins the point, but now Roger's clearly throwing this. But Al, here's the funny thing. In the last round, Stan was doing that against Kevin Anderson. So we may have some saber rattling on both sides. It's a unique call. I've never seen that called on Wawrinka. Did it again. And why is this important? It's because Fed is changing the tempo and the tone of this. The first two games, it was played on Stan's terms. This is clearly played on Roger's terms. See how he almost like sneaks in a crouch position?
Went off his racket.
Yeah. Here's the key. Pressure on Wawrinka right here. This is such a game of the mind. How you play certain tactics at certain points and situations. We're 10 minutes into this match, and you can already see all these different plays and moments.
Now Roger with a chance to grab the momentum.
40.
All because of the saber. The hit and miss play. Look at do you see that look right there from Stan? Just taking a look to the other side, checking out the opposition.
So Roger Federer with the early break, but it feels like it's going to be a very strategic tennis match.
Federer leads by 2-1 first set.
See if Roger Federer can take advantage of the service break he just earned over Stan Wawrinka. He is so popular here.
Isn't it amazing how the second game of the match was kind of, you know, back and forth, and you're thinking, I mean, Wawrinka has an opportunity to really get off to a quick start like Djokovic did in the other match. But all of a sudden,
it's a blitz.
It's a blitz. I mean, it's just like boom, boom, boom. And then Roger is smart enough and patient enough to throw that saber in just to rattle the guy's cage. And now he's got some room. Federer's got some room to kind of experiment and try some different things.
Stan's doing a good job so far of slowing down the blitz.
And that's a confident, experienced competitor. Not to panic. Lots of tennis to be played.
Not so fast, Raj.
That ball was a little short on the return. Watch how general, down the middle and short. Easy pickings for Stan the man. Now this is really smart. This is using the score to your advantage. Stan normally doesn't serve and volley, but you're up 40-11 a game. Let's keep your opponent honest and make him think that you have another thing in your game, another wrinkle in your playbook to move forward.
That's the kind of game Wawrinka needed. Roger Federer and his good friend and teammate, two Swiss men playing out the night.
Won the gold medal in Olympic doubles in Athens. Big moment for these two guys.
Yeah, I thought that did a lot for Wawrinka's reputation in the sport. Roger was really on the defensive there after the miss hit before, so it's love 30.
Love 40. Mr. Wawrinka is challenging the ball. Left service line. The ball scored in.
And good.
Mr. Wawrinka has 2 challenges remaining.
Oh, that's smart. But he didn't get enough angle on it, so Stan had a swing at it.
30-40.
This is the one. He goes back behind him, gets the soft, high shot, and then sticks it cross court. That's so smart. Once again, the serve only 91 miles an hour, but it's the big kick serve. Now you use this, watch how far back Stan is. He's back by the fence. And so that allows Federer with the slow serve to get in tight and stick it. Total surprise attack. The complete package from Roger Federer.
All the way back to deuce. He's been spending a lot of time at the net.
It's the weight of shot that Stan is really, he's landing the body blows, the heavy shots. But Federer is winning the all-court battle, the transition battle. Gets the big serve and then the transition backhand.
Game, Federer.
Just when you think
Federer leads by 4 games to 2 versus.
Wawrinka had 3 chances and Federer just slammed the chance shut. Third ace. You thinking 5 sets here?
I'm going 4. I just, someone is going to have to crack because they're both playing their styles of game. Rogers had to adapt this kind of attacking style, keeping the point short, because he's not going to win the heavy exchanges, baseline to baseline. Just like when he played. You know, that's just calm, collected Stefan Edberg. It's neat because it's not just who's the better baseline. It's whose style of attack is going to work and prevail. Are you feeling 5?
No.
You can tell how important this match is for the Federer box. No one's using their phones. Everybody, you know, is just like really amped up.
Roger Federer with the edge over his friend and sometimes teammate, number 2 seed against number 5.
Ooh. That was hit with a lot of pace. This blocks the return, but just back short down the middle. It's not the volley Federer wanted.
Good.
15-30.
More serve and volley. Be interesting to see how Roger continues to use this, but instead of at times where he's down in the game, when he's even or up, stay with winning plays, with a winning game plan. Pour it on.
Wawrinka went for the huge shot up the line, but now Federer knows at least he'll have a chance to serve for the set. Time for a new tool.
One of the few returns you'll see from Federer like this, where he drops back, lets the serve slow down and come back down from the kick. Then he rips the return. You see a lot of that from the Nadal. Even Stan will do that from time to time. I've never seen Roger use so much tactical variety. I've seen him use shot variety.
Don't you think he wants to beat you with every possible shot that exists in the sport?
Absolutely. He'll never almost hit the same shot 2 times in a row. He wants to keep you off balance, throw off your timing, disrupt you. Now Roger really wants this game, because if he can win this set and then start out serving, he keeps the momentum. Now, once Stan gets the net, Roger feels he has a massive advantage to make Stan volley up. The passing shot was just about getting the ball low, and Wawrinka can't handle it.
30 all.
He's only serving at 38%.
What throws him off, though? Think about that. There's always the threat of the saber. And Roger keeping the point short, make or miss, win or lose, throws off a guy like Stan who likes long rallies, wants rhythm. That's where he gets his confidence in his game.
Well, Roger's not going to get his wish, but he can still serve for the set. 5-4. Some fantastic points between these two who know each other so well.
Oh, he got away with one. He went short and right back at the animal's backhand.
Let's for service.
Taylor Dent and I were talking that when you play a player that's as good as Roger Federer, there are almost no unforced errors. Right? The circumstance, the circumstance forces you to go for it.
Wow, Stan is just all over the map. He missed the backhand on the first point. Now he shanks a forehand. And that's Roger just changing gears, changing tactics, keeping him off balance. The genius of the Fed.
Couple of set points here.
It doesn't kill you. A lot of people like oohing and on about a double fault. The reality is it's when you double fault. 40-15, you have the big scoring advantage. You can throw one away.
You think that guy screaming distracted him?
Not really. I mean, he's played out here so many times in that situation. Now it gets tricky.
There you go. Federer finds a way. His creativity is on full display. So are all the shots you could ever want. Sam Gore joins us after this.
Al Troutwig, I'm Sam Gore now along with Luke Jensen. And Luke, I can't help but think whether or not Federer and Djokovic came into this day remembering a year ago when they were very much the favorites in their semifinal matches and walked away losers, if that wasn't a little extra incentive because they both played lights out so far.
In my opinion, it was Federer had more to think about from the French Open of this year where he lost to Stan. As a player, you think about the previous, year's tournament, the last year's U.S. Open, but the most relevant, most recent is the one that really resonates.
Yeah.
And because these guys are just brothers, as countrymen, as Davis Cup teammates, Olympians, I love to watch these type of confrontations because you get to see how each other plays each other.
30 love.
Tactically, did you see anything that Wawrinka needs to change going into the second set?
I'll tell you, he's got to take it. No, nothing really tactically, because he's not as comfortable as Roger. Moving forward, changing gears. He's a thumper. You know, and the thing is, he has to get his first serve percentage up.
30-15.
I believe he's out of sorts because Roger has forced him to play that way, forced him to play hit and miss tennis. The question will always be with Stan, are you mature enough to play this type of headsy type of game, to calm yourself down?
He struggled with his first serve percentage throughout the tournament. It's been a problem for him. And that it just sits up nicely for Federer. And I've always felt Roger liked Wawrinka's ball. I mean, on clay, it's a little bit different, but especially on a hard court.
It's interesting because that didn't play out in the first set. Whenever Stan was able to get into these thumping rallies, whether it was forehand or backhand, he had more length, especially early in the set, before Roger really had any footing with his serve and volley. I mean, Stan had some really good looks to break.
So good. And Federer earns the break point.
Stan serving only 20% in this second set. First serves in. And that's just giving Roger too many looks at the easy ball. That's a nice save. Stan was 0 for 4 with breakpoint opportunities in the first set. Roger was 1 for 1.
A little come on there by Stan.
Emotionally charging yourself and your side up, your box, your fans.
Such a discrepancy in the fan support here tonight as well. Just seeing Federer in the tunnel doing his pre-match interview, the fans started cheering here tonight. And that was after Wawrinka had done his. Wawrinka, though, does a good job to steady things and hold serve, as that could have been a disastrous start to this set.
And if you're Stan, you use that emotional first game win with a little come on, a little bit more focus and intensity to try to break. And there's James Blake, the American star. James Blake actually beat Roger Federer in the Athens Olympics.
15 love.
He's the top 10 player, won Davis Cup for the United States.
Love.
Federer up to just 5 aces now. Make it 6.
40 love.
Again, not flamethrower, only 111 miles an hour, but it's the placement, the cut, and the movement on that ball. Roger's ability to hit with such severe slice and place it on the line. It does all the damage. There's another one.
3 aces in a row. Yeah, we're tied at a game apiece.
Remember, he hasn't lost a set since he turned 34. He ran through the Cincinnati draw. That's the big time warm-up.
August 8th.
Then he gets to this thing, the big monster U.S. Open runs through this draw. I think it's a combination of things over the last couple of years. And to be honest, the short points from Edberg, the strategy from the coach, and then getting used to the 97-inch head size, going from 90 to 97.
He tried the saber there.
He's been batting about 500 on the saber today. He's only used it 3 or 4 times, hit and miss. But again, it's the mental damage, the mental kind of blow that he sends to Wawrinka, the doubt that you have as a server. Because remember, if you're Wawrinka, you're looking up at the ball, you serve. The next thing you notice, Roger Federer's like right on the service line, and you didn't see it. Good look at Stan's Davis Cup win on the right and his French Open win.
It's the shorts he wore the French Open, little replica of those as well. Nice backhand from Wawrinka. But you know, for Federer, Luke, I think it just speaks to how much he loves the game that he even was willing to switch rackets. I mean, think about somebody like Pete Sampras that played with that same racket
and regrets it to this day.
Yeah, I mean, Federer's willing to make changes even if it costs him in the short run to continue playing in the long run.
I think he's healthy. For some reason, he is moving better now than he ever has been, and he's never has tape. He never has some type of trainer come out during that. He's never done that. But I think he was moving at a slower pace because he was dinged up in some way. It was never officially talked about or stated. There's just never been a 34-year-old on the men's side to play this well.
Wawrinka staying in front of Federer. On serve, though, here in the second.
It's funny because Stan sometimes will go way back in the return position close to the back fence. And that's kind of where you see Nadal back there all the time. And Roger's going to take advantage of that. Look where Stan is now, up in the baseline, taking the ball earlier. Doesn't matter. That, to me, it's amazing how so many people feel the serve and volley game is dead. But every time you see it, we saw Lopez do it so well.
That's a good point, Luke. I don't think it is stressed enough. Finish your thought, though.
I mean, my thing is that you've got to be a complete player. You don't have to be one or the other, but be well-rounded, be all-purpose. Stefan Edberg was a complete player. He could play from the baseline to get to the net. Patrick Rafter, and I disagree to people that say the guys of yesterday couldn't have played against the guys of today. I completely disagree. It's a great play.
It's fun watching Edberg and Federer warm up tonight before the match. Edberg can obviously still hit. He's in good shape. I don't know if you and Al talked about all the Grand Slam champions that are coaching the 4 semifinalists. Wow, what an impressive list of coaches that go along with the players today. Whoa, come on.
From that position of the court, you're thinking he's got to go high and inside out because he's lost so much court coverage, but he annihilates this ball down the inside in part and hammers a winner.
Oh, that is just out. Wawrinka, though, wants proof. He's going to go to the chase review here.
First challenge of the night for both players, and this is just kind of a hope and a prayer.
And that prayer not answered. It is out. So Federer with a chance to break here. Love 40. And Wawrinka wipes away one break point with his first ace of the set.
And he needs it. Absolutely needs to get serving at a much better space, speed. And they'll do it.
Still one more break point to face here. Federer lets him off the hook.
We'll circle these series of points if Wawrinka comes back and wins this set.
Circle that point.
And that's what we call a brain cramp. This is a routine shot for a professional tennis player.
It's a layup in basketball. Federer back with another chance to break. Neither guy happy with that break point conversion rate, but Federer's in the lead. Close game.
Oh, that is so smart from Federer. Getting the ball low, forcing Wawrinka to hit up. This is the one right there. Now Federer's got him. But this becomes a rally right here until the passing shot. Ripping cross court, see the shoulder turn and see the core turn to rotate into that ball. That's where the power comes from. That's the emotional charge that he needs to play with.
Now, is this great or what?
Once you get your opponent off the court like this, you have to run in before it lands to get into position to knock it off, because your opponent, Roger Federer here, has to float it just to keep the point going.
And finally, Wawrinka, a game point.
Advantage, Wawrinka.
Good hold for Wawrinka. Excellent hold. And we stay on serve here in the second.
Second set. First set, Federer.
After having chances to break in that last game,
And that's a little momentum for Wawrinka, just to tough out that game. And Federer may be a little discouraged because, boy, he had a bunch of really good looks.
He sure did.
30 love.
Boy, that's a nice response of kids around the world who play tournaments. After you've lost a tough emotional game, can you come back and really strike the way Federer has here on his own serve? Just to wipe away the last game and keep moving forward.
Oh. Thank you very much.
Caught the Shankapova or the Shankovic right off the bottom of the frame. That ball hit with a lot of depth.
And Federer. New balls, please.
And Federer, undeterred, holds serve. And it's 3-0. He'll go back to the drawing board now to try to get this break.
3 games all, second sets.
Wawrinka keeps falling behind on these service games. Now love 30. And you just feel like that Wawrinka's just hanging on in his service games. Keeps having to come up with big shots to save them.
Oh, that forehand has let him down. It's not even close. Wawrinka is just trying to groove it back deep into the court. Just not enough control. And here we go again. Federer just leaning on his fellow countryman.
That's out, and Federer. Back here in Arthur Ashe Stadium, Roger Federer up a set and a break now as he pursues the U.S. Open final. Djokovic awaits. Djokovic putting on a clinic earlier today and dismantling defending champion Marin Cilic. Of course, Federer handing Djokovic a loss earlier this summer in Cincinnati.
And this is the movement everybody's been really impressed with at his age, with all this experience, to be able to get back. This is tricky. He's got to stop, pivot, and smash it.
Wow. I tell you, Luke, we've seen the guy for years and years at the top of the game, but this U.S. Open, he's been a human highlight reel.
5 games to 3.
You know what's funny? If you look back, I mean, again, this is up to speed right here, but the Isner match, because Isner served so big, and he talked about it, the serve was so big, his shots were so fast, that when he comes back and playing normal players, Gasquet, Wawrinka, everything seems slower.
Federer has won 12 of the last 13 points.
Love the tee.
And he just keeps pouring it on. Triple set point.
Game in second set, Federer.
And just like that, Federer up 2 sets to love in an hour, 7 minutes.
Third set.
It was a day of underdogs in the women's semis, not so much in the men's semis, as the favorites coming through so far.
I just felt when I played that if there was a big upset like this Serena upset, and there weren't many like that, but when it happened on the guys or girls side, it was like an alert. You know, the flag went up, like dangerous waters. Let's be really aware, you know, something's in the air.
Oh, nice.
Not just the drop volley, but the lizard. One with that crazy tail that changes the complexion of the point. There's the defensive shot. Here's the approach shot. Now watch how this racket cuts around the inside of the ball to get that side spin, that lizard tail that bounces out to the left. That is a design shot that changes the complexion of the point, because instead of bang, bang, it's an articulate shot.
The lizard.
The lizard with that lizard tail.
Yeah.
There's the normal drops that I call it a dragon because it can breathe fire into the point. And then this one with the side spin kicks out to the side. You got to name your shots. You got the cannonball,
that's right.
the meatloaf, sloppy Joe.
What's the meatloaf?
The meatloaf is a trick serve that you actually swing, miss, and come underneath it.
Oh, okay.
It's usually made by Mama. It's Mama's meatloaf. Roger's serving up some Swiss meatloaf right here.
It's bringing down the hammer.
40-30.
For Federer, that's only the second double fault of the match for him. Still has game point.
Game Federer.
And Federer holds to start set number 3.
First game, third set.
That's a nice offensive start to this game. Little lizard on the forehand wing this time. Instead of off the volley, he gets inside the ball. And again, watch it how it tails out and doesn't sit up, but it bounces out to the sideline.
Game, Wawrinka.
Wawrinka, no room for error anymore.
One game more, third set.
Game apiece. Wawrinka beating Federer, as we've mentioned, at the French Open, but it had been a while since he had beaten Federer. He lost 4 straight matches to him. All 3 of his wins have come on clay against Federer. Federer's never lost to Wawrinka on a hard court.
And then every time Wawrinka sits up in that defensive return position, that's way back by the lines people back there, Roger sees it, and then it serves and volleys right away. That is exactly the counter he scored every single time. It was a critical second serve point where he kicked the serve, Roger kicked the serve and came in, and that was a real difference maker. In the tide of that first set. Saved a break point and a critical second serve. And then all of a sudden, you're Wawrinka, you blink, and you're down 2 sets to love. It's a game apiece, and Roger's in the open field and running.
Federer is holding quickly. Looking very Grand Slam champion-like in this men's semifinal against Stan Wawrinka. We've had upsets today. Panetta has won. Vinci upsetting Serena Williams. Djokovic absolutely dominating Cilic. And now Federer trying to meet him in the final on Sunday.
Love the team.
Stan has to be very careful right now.
He kept falling behind on his serve in that last set, and eventually it cost him.
13-15.
He just has to continue to concentrate and hold serve. And there's the saber by Johnny Mack in the exhibition the other night. And he was doing that he made a career out of it.
I've heard a lot of the older guys saying that saber thing, what's everybody getting excited about? It's just the old chip and charge.
That's all it is, yeah. Remember, that was before the internet, and that's not a lie. So
that's true. So no, today's generation doesn't know that.
Oh.
Bad miss. As it brings up break point for Federer.
30-14.
There's the break. So Roger Federer up 2 sets to love and a break as he attempts to march back into the final here. He's the oldest Grand Slam singles semifinalist since Jonas Bjorkman in 2006, and trying to become the oldest finalist since Agassi in 2005. Agassi was 35 years of age. Federer's just turned 34.
Tries the backhand drop volley that time. Does not pay off for him, does not get low, and boy, is he in a world of hurt right now. Forehand is way off.
14.
You know, though, look, I don't care if you're a Federer fan, a Wawrinka fan, these guys are fun to watch hit a tennis ball.
Oh, absolutely.
Just to watch them hit.
Yeah.
Just aesthetically pleasing.
Well, they did a great thing here a couple of years ago and built stands for the practice courts where people can come out and watch, and they let you know when they practiced. Big improvement.
4-1, Federer up, 2 games away from the final. Serving down a break in the third.
Federer holds true here and closes out the next 2 service games. There's going to be a lot of enthusiasm for that men's final because you see Djokovic and Federer on a collision course at the top of their games. That kind of limping in. No shadow of a doubt, you're seeing the best of the best, 1 and 2, at the top of their game.
Yeah, I was going to say, and they're both playing so well going into the final.
30-15.
Federer hanging right with him, lurking around for that chance to get the break. So Federer with a chance really to put this match to bed and make it a formality that we're going to see that Djokovic-Federer final if Wawrinka can't come up with this point. Oh my God, it's a, yeah, standing ovation. It's deserved.
It's the speed to recover after a defensive shot. And he's not even breathing hard. This guy's 34 years old after a 20-shot rally where he was not in complete control. Stan has to take a seat.
I tell you, sometimes you realize how fortunate you are to be where you are. This has been one of those moments, watching this man perform his craft.
One of the few crazy forehands that have left his racket. Nobody would have predicted this score. Just nobody.
Nope.
Even Roger himself.
Well, Federer said earlier in the week that he's in the zone. He can't fully explain it either.
Well, right when we thought the Gasquet match in the previous round, when he basically annihilated the number 12 player in the world, 50 winners to 6, couldn't get any better. It has.
Federer, 34 years of age, playing some of his best tennis. And 30 all now. Federer 2 points away from another final at the US Open, the 5-time champion going for a 6th US Open title on Sunday if he can win a couple of more points. It's the oldest number 2 seed here since Ken Rosewall in '72. Match point.
Oh! Stan's not going to give up, especially when it goes right to his best shot.
Mr. Federer is challenging the call, left center service line. The ball scored out.
One of the few things Roger Federer historically has not done well is challenge. Let's see if he's right on this chase review.
Can he do some things wrong? And is that okay?
He's human. So Federer arriving at a second match point.
Game, set, match, Federer. 3 sets to love. 6-4, 6-3, 6-1.
Roger Federer is back in the US Open final, and he'll be going for a 6th title on Sunday. It's 1 versus 2.